You have been taught that energy is just a metaphor. Society says, you are flesh, neurons, hormones, a brain sealed inside a skull. If you feel drained, anxious, or scattered, you're told it's just stress or chemicals. And the solution is more coffee, more scrolling, more distraction. The ancient masters knew something very different. Your body is not a closed machine. It is a living antenna. Your breath, attention, posture, and emotion are constantly shaping the way life force flows through you, raising or lowering your state, sharpening or dulling your perception, attracting or repelling experiences. In secret courtyards in China, Taoist adepts taught that ki follows awareness. In the forests of India, yogis mapped prana through thousands of nadi. Hermetic teachers spoke of vital force as the invisible substance that animates mind and matter. They weren't talking about vague vibes. They treated energy as a trainable reality. They knew the first steps of energy control are simple, almost embarrassingly so, but powerful enough to change the trajectory of a life. Modern science, strangely, is circling the same mystery. Your nervous system is electrical. Your heart generates a measurable electromagnetic field. Your brainwaves shift when you focus, breathe, and feel. When you change your inner state, your body's signals, rhythms, and fields change with it. The veil between energy work and biology is thinner than we were taught. In this video, you are not a casual viewer. You are an initiate at the threshold. We are not jumping to advanced occult rituals. We are taking the first steps in energy control. How to feel your own energy, how to gather and stabilize it, how to stop leaking it through tension, fear, and distraction. By the end, you will have a handful of precise techniques that can turn your body into a calmer, clearer temple and open the door to deeper spiritual work. Enter the inner courtyard of a Taoist mountain monastery not as a tourist, but as an apprentice. It is early dawn in 3rd century China. Mist clings to dark pines and stone tiles. You stand barefoot on cool dew-damp earth. Around you, a small circle of students moves slowly, their robes whispering as they shift weight from foot to foot, raising arms, opening palms to the pale sky. At the center stands an elderly master in simple gray cloth, hair bound high with a wooden pin, a jade pendant resting at his chest. The air smells of pine, resin, and incense from a nearby shrine. The master's voice is quiet but carries ki follows mind. He says, where your awareness rests, energy gathers. He guides you into standing like a tree, feet rooted shoulder-width apart, knees soft, spine tall, crown lifted as if by a thread. You lower your hands in front of the belly, palms facing one another, fingers relaxed. Now, he continues, breathe as if the earth is breathing you. Inhale coolness rising through the soles into the legs. Exhale warmth sinking from the belly into the ground. After a few minutes, you notice a subtle buzzing between your palms, a heaviness like holding a bowl of invisible water. You are not imagining it. You are feeling your energy body for the first time. Elsewhere in Elsewhere, another initiate trains in different language but the same truth. In a forest ashram in India, a young yogi learns prana voy awareness, feeling currents of life force along the spine with each breath, directing attention to the heart, then the brow. In Hellenistic Egypt, a Hermetic student practices systole and diastole of the soul, visualizing drawing divine force in with each breath and radiating it outward, aligning inner and outer cosmos. Sufis whirl, not for spectacle, but to feel subtle currents spiraling through their bodies, centering around the heart. These teachings share a few quiet, universal principles. Your body is more than flesh. Posture, breath, and attention shape the way life force moves. And the first task is not to control everything, but to sense and stabilize. Masters did not hand initiates complex rituals on day one. They taught them to stand, breathe, feel, and gather until they could tell, by direct experience, that what we call energy is not fantasy but a subtle, trainable layer of reality. To take the first steps in energy control, you need to understand at least intuitively what you're working with. Energy is not a vague woo-woo term here. It is the meeting point between breath, nervous system, attention, and something subtle that ancient lineages named ki, prana, pneuma. Take Mantak, Chia's lineage of Taoist inner alchemy. Practitioners spend months simply learning to stand, breathe into the belly, and smile inwardly to organs. Through these practices, they report warmth and tingling in the lower abdomen, improved digestion, calmer mood, and clearer awareness. The mechanism they describe is simple. When you relax the chest, drop the breath into the belly and keep attention there. Qi gathers in the lower dantian, your energetic battery. Instead of leaking upward into racing thoughts or outward through tension, energy condenses and stabilizes. Consider Swami Sivananda and the yogic tradition of Prana. He taught students to inhale slowly, retain the breath briefly, and exhale steadily while focusing awareness along the spine. Over time, practitioners noticed that certain breaths awaken specific sensations: coolness at the nostrils, tingling in the hands, gentle currents rising in the back. The teaching prana rides on breath, and mind rides on prana. Control the breath, and you calm the energy, and the mind naturally follows. The transformation manifests as steadier attention, reduced anxiety, and a spontaneous desire for deeper practice. Mechanistically, here's what is happening. Your nervous system is electrical. Breath, rhythm alters heart rhythm. Heart rhythm influences signals to the brain. The brain shifts its oscillations, its waves based on those inputs. When you breathe shallow and fast while thinking scattered thoughts, your system moves into a chaotic pattern. You feel low energy, but really your energy is disorganized. When you breathe slowly, lengthening the exhale, while placing awareness in specific body regions, your system moves into more coherent patterns. Blood flow changes, muscle tension softens, and the brain's default mode quiets. That coherence is what many traditions call raising your vibration. So what blocks you? Chronic tension, shoulders up, jaw tight, belly held, emotional, residue felt grief, anger, fear, congestion in chest or gut. Mental habits, constant self-criticism, doom scrolling, multitasking. These create leaks. Energy disperses upward into thoughts or outward into worry instead of condensing and circulating. The first steps in energy control are therefore beautifully humble. Feel your body, slow your breath, place your attention like a gentle hand on specific centers, and allow the nervous system to reorder itself. You are not forcing energy, you are creating the conditions where life force naturally gathers, flows, and refines. The masters did not begin with fireworks. They began with stillness, awareness, and a few simple inner movements repeated consistently. Ancient teaching, where awareness goes, energy flows. Modern finding, where you place your attention, changes brain activity, heart rhythms, muscle tone, and even gene expression over time. Mindfulness research over the last 2 decades shows that simple breath-focused attention can reduce amygdala activation, your fear center, and strengthen prefrontal circuits involved in regulation and insight. Studies on slow, coherent breathing, around 6 breaths per minute, demonstrate improvements in heart rate variability, an index of how adaptable your nervous system is. When your breath and heart rhythms become smoother, you feel calmer, think more clearly, and recover faster from stress. In energetic language, your field is more coherent. Your vibration is higher and more stable. Ancient teaching, the heart is the throne of spirit. Modern labs find that the heart generates the largest electromagnetic field of any organ in the body, measurable several feet away. When people practice gratitude or compassion, that field becomes more ordered and rhythmic. When they're angry or frustrated, it turns jagged and irregular. Other people's nervous systems respond to your state, often unconsciously. You can feel when a room is tense or peaceful before anyone speaks. That is energy. Literacy in everyday life. Experiments in embodied attention, like those popularized by somatic psychotherapy, show that when people gently stay with bodily sense, buzzing, warmth without judgment, their symptoms often shift. Trauma researchers describe this as completing survival responses, letting stuck activation move and discharge. The person feels lighter, clearer, more present. In spiritual language, blocked energy releases and begins to flow again. So why isn't everyone practicing energy control? Because our culture trains the opposite. Chronic mental stimulation, shallow breathing from non-stop stress, posture collapsed over screens, and a constant outward pull of attention into devices. Your system is rarely given time to settle, gather, or feel. You are taught to live from the neck up, cut off from the quiet intelligence of body and field. Your consciousness, however, is capable of much more. You are not limited to being dragged around by random moods and external events. With a few simple, consistent practices, you can begin to feel your own energy, calm your system, and direct your attention like a laser instead of a broken flashlight. This is not fantasy. It is your birthright and the doorway into deeper mystical work. Now we move from theory to practice. Here are 3 simple, powerful exercises, the true first steps in energy control. No costumes, no drama, just discipline and awareness. The grounding circuit breath, plugging back into the earth ancient source. Taoist standing, meditation, and yogic. Prana, grounding. How? Stand with feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, arms hanging loose. Imagine your feet widening and softening. Inhale through the nose for a count of 4, imagining cool energy rising from the earth into your feet, legs, and belly. Exhale for a count of 6, imagining warmth sinking from your belly down through your legs into the ground. Keep your attention in the soles of your feet the entire time. Practice 24 breaths, duration 5 to 7 minutes, once or twice per day. Expected results: increased sense of stability and calm, reduced racing thoughts, feeling in your body instead of in your head. Scientific backing: slow, lengthened exhales activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Grounding, attention in the body reduces default mode network activity, linked to rumination. Palm energy sensing, learning to feel the field-the source, Qigong Qi sensing, and Reiki biosen scanning. How? Sit or stand comfortably. Rub your palms together firmly for 15 to 20 seconds until warm. Separate them to shoulder width, then slowly bring them closer to each other, stopping when they are about 10 to 15 centimeters apart. Relax your shoulders. Now, without moving the hands, place your awareness in the space between the palms. Very slowly, move them closer and farther apart, as if compressing a soft ball. Notice any tingling, warmth, magnetism, or subtle resistance. Play with this for 3 to 5 minutes. Duration: 5 minutes. Daily, expected results: clearer perception of subtle sensations, increased sensitivity to your own energy field, stronger focus. Scientific backing: focused interoceptive attention, feeling internal sensations, has been shown to increase brain mapping of the body and improve emotional regulation. Dancian, candle focus, gathering and storing. Energy and Xianxi source, Taoist, lower Danshin meditation, and Buddhist abdominal breathing. How? Sit upright on a chair or cushion. Place a lit candle a few feet in front of you at navel height. Gaze softly at the flame for 30 seconds. Then close your eyes and imagine a small, steady flame glowing inside your lower belly, about 3 finger widths below the navel and slightly inward. Breathe in through the nose for 4 counts, gently feeling the belly expand around that inner flame. Breathe out for 6 counts, feeling the flame grow steadier but not larger. If thoughts arise, acknowledge them and return attention to the inner flame and breath. Continue for 7 to 10 minutes. Duration: 10 minutes daily, ideally for 21 consecutive days. Expected results: stronger sense of centeredness, increased willpower and focus, less emotional reactivity, feeling charged rather than drained. Scientific backing: breath-focused meditation improves attention and mood. Imagery plus slow breathing enhances autonomic regulation and can reduce perceived fatigue. You now hold in your hands 3 genuine first steps in energy control, simple enough to begin today, deep enough to keep revealing layers for years. You are learning not only to feel your own field, but to gather it, ground it, and stabilize it. You now possess knowledge the masters guarded. Your body is not a passive sack of flesh but an instrument of consciousness, capable of tuning itself to higher clarity and calm. If you actually practice these techniques, your baseline state, your vibration will begin to shift. The truth was never hidden, only your eyes were closed. Now you see. Subscribe, because next week I'm revealing the 2nd steps of energy control. How to circulate energy through the microcosmic orbit and protect yourself from energetic drains in everyday life.